Got my assistant Blue. Go lay down. Hi, and welcome to my 10-minute climbing warm-up routine. I'm gonna take you through one of my favorite flows for warming up for climbing. It's a yoga-based flow where we'll move through all the major joints of our body, get them warmed up and ready for all the fun climbing movements we're about to do. Warm-up is the time to connect with your body. Maybe you're like me and you've kind of been sitting in front of your computer all day, and just getting our body moving, connecting our mind with the sensations of our body, asking questions like, is there any part of my body that needs a little more attention today? And if there's any stretch or movement that feels good, lingering in that a little bit, listening to your body. Starting with warming up the shoulders. We like to do arm circles. We can even bend our hands to our shoulders. This really allows us to focus on the shoulder joint instead of holding our arms up. And when I say full range of motion warm up, I mean circles, twists, flowing between reaching and sinking deeper. These kind of movements mimic what we do on the wall when we're reaching for a hold or twisting and reaching, right? So we want to bring that in to our warm-up. Today, I anticipate that I will be doing some pushing and mantle moves, so I really want to make sure that I warm up my wrists. One of my favorite ways to do that is starting with some circles. This both warms up the wrists, and I can get a little bit into my hips too if I sink back. And just flowing with what feels good, getting some juicy movement in. Rolling on the tops of our hands. Maybe flipping them backwards and rotating between. Our breath is super powerful here. Something to tap into while we're warming up and while we're on the wall. Listening to your body, getting into all of those edges of our wrists, especially if we're planning to be using our hands and pressing. Shake it out, bring some blood flow into those hands, maybe some finger flicks. Our pulleys, our finger tendons don't get a lot of natural blood flow. So to prepare our hands for movement, we really want to start getting them moving. Flicking our fingers brings blood into them. Doing some tendon glides gets our mind connected to the tiny micro movements of our fingers. And of course, our wrists, super important to warm those up so that we don't accidentally overstress or overstrain our wrists. All right, now let's get into the flow. I like to start by coming up into a downward dog and just rocking it out, maybe rocking hips from side to side, shaking our head out, just kind of getting comfy in this first downward dog, maybe up on the toes, back on our heels, and really wanting to be pressing through our hands, our hips sending up to the sky. And you can't see my knees, but our knees can be soft. We don't need to have them locked out. Our goal is not a specific shape. Our goal is to feel the stretch and feel ourselves warming up. Coming forward into plank and pushing back. This gets into our shoulders and our hips. Maybe bending the knees and coming back. Adding a little push-up. Chaturanga. Back to our downward dog. I like to add a little twist here sometimes. Maybe reaching and looking up and under. Exhale back, flow through that. A couple times on each side. Then lifting that right leg, really focusing on pushing it back, not opening up necessarily, but back. And then bringing it through. You might have to walk it up. And from here, coming up into our lunge. Some little gentle pulses just to kind of wake up the hips. Been sitting all day, so my hips are feeling really tight. So just giving them a little extra love and care. Maybe rocking forward and back. And settling. We're going to move through a couple twists. So reaching forward, and then like we're drawing an arrow back, pulling our arm, looking back over our hand, and coming forward. And then maybe reaching forward and back again and climbing. We're often bouncing with our feet and reaching for a hold. So I like to bring that into my warm up. And then twisting out into our warrior two. Settling in, bending our knee. Inhaling, reaching up. And then settling back down, and this time keeping the knee bent. Inhaling, reverse our warrior, reaching up, and then exhaling, coming down. And flowing through that. One breath, one movement. And then coming all the way back down. Stepping back into plank, lowering down. And inhale up. Upward dog. Exhaling back. Downward dog. You can shake it out here. Before you move to the other side, lifting that left leg up, stretching it back, feeling the long line from the crown of our head to the tips of our toes, and then bringing it forward. Settling in. Those little pulses, feeling our feet press into the mat, and then settling. And again, twisting on this side, pulling. We're twisting our upper body, keeping our lower body facing forward. Our hips are forward, and then we're twisting our shoulders. And then unwinding, coming to our warrior two. That front heel should be lined up with the middle of our back foot that's parallel with the mat. Sinking into that. Inhaling up. Should really be feeling this in your hips and your sides. Settling in, and this time keeping our knee bent. Inhale, reaching up, reverse warrior. Exhale, reaching side angle. And coming back down, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale back. If it's in your practice, I like to add a little handstand hop. And just practicing those can be a fun way to add some playful movement to your warm-up. And then just enjoying this forward fold, bending one knee and then the other, really getting into those hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then inhale all the way up, pushing into our feet, root to rise. And then a little dance break. All right. And then moving into our wide leg flow. So spreading out our legs, our toes are pointing towards the corners of our mats. And we're just flowing our knees over our toes. Maybe we reach, pretend like we're reaching for that climbing hold. Keeping our feet rooted in and stretching out. And then coming down into our goddess pose. Inhaling up, exhaling down. These are our sunflowers. Look at beautiful flower blossoming. Inhale up, exhale down. Whew, my hips are popping. Exhale down. And then we can transition it to a moonflower. So this time coming down, hinging at the hips and sweeping the ground like we're picking up a big bundle of flowers. Our chest stays up and we let our arms fall. Beautiful. Coming back down into that goddess squat, putting our hands on our thighs and maybe twisting, dropping one shoulder and dropping the other. Inhale up. All right, now we're going to move into a little bit of a deeper flow. Our hips should be nice and warm, feeling the heat in our body as our breath gets our blood pumping. Inhaling those arms over our head. Exhale down, sunflower, but this time we're going to stay down and rotate the heels out into our wide leg forward fold. And then from here, same thing. We're just going to start moving over to one side, keeping our hands on the ground kind of as that anchor point, pressing through our feet to bring our body from side to side and letting our head just flow with it. Upper body follows. And then maybe, again, you feel moved to reach. This is a great example of like a hand-foot match in climbing where you might need to bring your hand to your feet, and practicing this flow will open up your hips. And then sinking over into a Cossack squat. Oh my gosh, into a Cossack squat. So I'm coming up on my heel, sitting over my leg. This foot maybe comes up or I keep it pointed, and then staying low and coming over. The hands, again, are that anchor point that can help us as we transition our body weight over and push through our feet, getting deep into those hips. And coming back up to center. Inhaling. All the way up. And shake it out. And then today, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of falling, so I just want to get my knees and my lower body prepared to take that impact. So I'm just going to do a couple squat jumps where I jump and land. Getting myself ready in case I need to jump or catch myself while I'm landing. I don't know about you, but I'm sweating. I'm ready to climb. That is my 10-minute warm-up. I hope that you find this helpful and take away that warm-up is your time to connect with your body, to set that intention for your session and prepare yourself for the intense physical exertion that you're about to have so that you can have fun and try hard. As always, keep making moves.